Day 3 of money saving meals, grub under 15. My favorite, pork sirloin. Do not be afraid to buy a whole in the bag. Look at this deal, $1.49 a pound, $4.66, a little over 3 pounds. I look for the darker and lighter cuts. You will definitely be able to tell when you're in the store. This will be very much lighter than this. This probably comes more from the middle of the loin. They come really big at Costco, and you can cut them up and make many meals, months of meals out of them. Stir fry, thick cut pork chops. You can butterfly them, have them all prepared, make life easy. But tonight we're cutting these into chops, and we're gonna do them with peaches, balsamic vinegar. These were 99 cents a pound. I found some Point Reyes blue cheese in the reduced section for $3.60. If you do not like blue cheese, I will give some tips later on what other cheeses you can use. You can just probably just omit the cheese too. Feta's a good one. Feta would be my go-to if it wasn't for this deal right here. And then we're doing a chopped salad or potatoes. Mom's choice. I cook for her every night. My dad used to. He's not here anymore. And food is love. And I just want to show you all that you can make good meals on a budget. I know things are tough for a lot of people, so stay tuned. It's going to be a good one tonight. Tonight's grub, 15 and under. We're doing pork loin, which we're going to cut into pork chops. This did come in 2 separate pieces, which is okay. We'll make it work. We're going to marinate them for about 20 minutes, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So we're going to do a little bit of olive oil. And there's 2 pieces in here. It's about 3 pounds, so we'll do like 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. 1/2 a cup of balsamic vinegar. You don't know what to do with this stuff. It sits around forever. It makes a good marinade, especially in pork. So we're going to do about 1/2 a cup of balsamic vinegar. And you can let this sit for like 20 minutes overnight. Really up to you. Good dish to prep the next day. I'm going to do a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Maybe a little bit more because there's 2 in here. Okay, and you can use fresh rosemary and thyme and just throw it in here. I picked this from my garden. I also have herb de Provence. You can get this at Trader Joe's during the holiday. Buy a few of these. They're relatively cheap, like $4. But if you go to the store now, they're like $8 for a small container. I think I just want to add a little bit of this. You don't have to, it's optional. I'm just going to add a teaspoon of this. And then I'm going to throw in some rosemary and thyme from my garden outside. And a little bit of pepper. I got a 1/4 teaspoon here. And I'm going to do a teaspoon of salt. These are 1/2 teaspoons. And I'm going to do 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to save one because I'm going to make some extra marinade to put on these when they're done cooking. And we're going to throw some peaches in there and make like this nice little sauce to go on top. And then we're going to put blue cheese. My mom loves blue cheese. So that's the next step. This is going to sit, I'd say, I'm going to let it sit for ½ an hour. All right, stay tuned. I forgot to put the honey. You don't have to do this. I guess you could make like an extra marinade on the side if you wanted to. I'm just using some raw organic honey from Trader Joe's. I don't know if you all have honey around the house, but it's a really good natural sweetener. Oh, this is pretty thick. We're just going to put it in here. We're going to give it a little squish around. We'll just work that in, and I'm sure it'll be just fine. Also, marinade. I'm making a little bit of extra because I know some people can get weird about adding their marinade to the pan after. Any of the juices will cook off as long as you cook it long enough to reduce the sauce. But if you don't want to do that, you could just make yourself a little bit of extra marinade. I have a clove of garlic I just smashed and put in here. I put 1/2 a cup of balsamic vinegar and a little bit of olive oil. The rest of my Dijon mustard, about a teaspoon, kind of the same as the marinade. Some herb de Provence, and I'm going to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper and honey. Let's get some honey in here. So we're just gonna mix this up. And we'll just let this hang out. I'm not gonna put it in the fridge. I'm just gonna cover it with a piece of plastic because I don't want the honey to harden up. And we'll be back to cook the pork chops. Okay, the poll winner was the potato wedges. I do love the classic potato, but we're doing Steak Friday, so we'll do the potatoes then. I found this cute little guy at Ross a long time ago. I like to search for all the cool kitchen gadgets, so I just scrubbed the potatoes off with this, and then we're gonna make a little seasoning to go on them, and I'm gonna do them in the air fryer. No oil. Okay, so we're gonna cut these in half, and then we're just gonna make, they're kind of small, so I'm just gonna do 3 wedges. 3 wedges. And then I'm gonna make the seasoning. So let me get these cut up, I'll be right back. For the coating, I'm gonna use tapioca starch. You can always use cornstarch. I just have a bunch of this left over from when I made some Asian dishes not too long ago, and it comes in a really big bag. So this is a 2-to-1 ratio if you do happen to have this on hand. And then we're gonna use smoked paprika. I love smoked paprika. It has just this really beautiful smell, and it does wonders. Paprika has its place, but I use this in a lot of my dishes. I'm not going to use too much though because it can look burnt, especially because I'm doing it in the air fryer and it's going to take a little bit longer. Garlic powder, about a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half. Onion powder, about a teaspoon. I have pink Himalayan salt, and I have quite a few potatoes, 5, so I'm going to do about a teaspoon and a half of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and I'm going to mix this up really well. I'm going to coat the potatoes with it. So let's get some of this out of the way. I have a small kitchen, by the way. I live in a tiny house, so there's not much room. Okay, so I'm going to use some avocado oil. I'm going to coat this really well, and then make sure this is mixed up. You want to get this, because the starch is in there, you want to get it mixed up really well. And then we're going to mix this by hand, and we're going to put it in the air fryer, and we're going to get the pork chop started, and I'll keep sharing the journey. Pork chops are going. We're going to cook these about 3 to 5 minutes aside, and then we'll take them out, add the peaches and the marinade.